Have you ever felt like your mind is under constant attack? Like the weight of the world is pressing down on you and the whispers of doubt, fear, and anxiety just won't go away? Maybe you've had moments when it seemed like the world was closing in, and no matter how hard you prayed, you felt spiritually distant, disconnected, and lost. It's a battle no one can see, yet it's one of the toughest you may face. But here's the thing, you are not alone. In fact, the very fact that you're feeling this way is a sign that Allah is with you, even if it doesn't feel like it. Life can overwhelm us, and Shaytaan knows exactly how to strike at our weakest moments. He tries to twist our thoughts, fill us with doubts, and make us feel as though we're powerless and unworthy. But Allah, in His infinite mercy, has already shown us the path to resilience and peace. No matter how dark the struggle, Allah's light is always near. In today's video, we will explore 4 signs that your mind is under attack. Signs that are not only warning signals, but also reminders that Allah's mercy is ever present. Through these signs, we will learn how to recognize when Shaytaan is trying to pull us away from the peace of faith, and more importantly, how to find strength in the knowledge that Allah is with you, always. So, if you're feeling lost, overwhelmed, or spiritually numb, don't worry. You are not alone in this journey. Stay tuned as we uncover these signs and discover the ways Allah is helping you in the midst of this spiritual battle. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to Deen Xplorers so together we can explore the beauty of faith, understanding, and the immense love Allah has for us. 1. You constantly overthink and feel restless. Have you ever been lying in bed and your mind just refuses to stop? Thoughts running, questions spinning, worries circling endlessly in your head. You keep replaying past mistakes, imagining worst-case scenarios, and doubting every decision you've made. You want peace, but your mind won't give you rest. This is overthinking, and it is one of the strongest signs that your mind is under attack. When you constantly overthink, you're not living in the moment. Your heart may be trying to trust Allah, but your brain is pulling you in 100 different directions. You feel stuck between the past and the future, but never calm in the present. That's how the attack works. Shaytaan uses your mind like a battlefield. He whispers fear, regret, guilt, and worry into your thoughts, and you start to feel like you're drowning in your own mind. But here's the truth that no one tells you enough. You are not weak for feeling this way. You are not a bad Muslim because you overthink. You are simply human, and your soul is sensitive. It feels deeply, it cares deeply, and that's why it's under attack. Overthinking often begins with small worries. Did I say the right thing? What if something bad happens? What if Allah doesn't forgive me? But these thoughts can grow and multiply until they become a heavy burden on your heart. You feel anxious. You can't sleep. You can't breathe freely. And no one around you understands what's going on inside your head. But Allah understands. He knows every single thought in your heart, even the ones you don't say out loud. He knows when your mind is racing and your heart feels restless, and He does not leave you alone in that struggle. One of the tricks of Shaytaan is to make you feel like overthinking will solve things, but it only tires your mind. It distracts you from prayer. It takes away your focus in salah. It steals your joy in the present. But when you pause, make wuzu, pray 2 rak'ah, and just cry in sujud, something powerful happens. Your thoughts begin to settle, not because the problems are gone, but because you've handed them to Allah. And Allah never turns away a heart that truly calls on Him. If you feel like you can't stop your thoughts, try to reconnect your mind to your Creator. Read the Quran, even if just 1 verse. Listen to a peaceful recitation. Go for a walk and whisper zikr. Sit alone and talk to Allah like a friend. You don't need fancy words, just honesty. Tell Him, Ya Allah, my thoughts are heavy. I don't know what to do, but I know You do. Your mind is like a river. When you try to control every wave, you'll drown. But when you let go and float in the direction of Allah's mercy, you find peace. Remember this. If your thoughts are heavy, that means your heart is still alive. And as long as your heart beats with faith, you are stronger than the storm inside you. The restlessness you feel is not a sign of failure. It's a sign that you care deeply. And that caring heart is precious to Allah. Keep reminding yourself that not every thought is a truth. Not every worry is real. But every dua is heard. Every tear is counted. And every moment you choose to trust Allah instead of your fear, you win the battle. 2. You feel hopeless and worthless. There comes a point in many people's lives where they feel completely empty. You wake up and feel like there's no purpose. You look in the mirror and don't like who you see. You sit quietly, and this heavy sadness just sits on your chest like a weight you can't shake off. You feel like nothing matters anymore, that no one cares, that Allah has forgotten you. This feeling, my dear listener, is not strange. It's not shameful. It's a sign your mind is under attack. Hopelessness and feelings of worthlessness are not just emotions. They are powerful tools that Shaytaan uses to disconnect you from Allah's mercy. He whispers, "You've made too many mistakes. No one loves you. You will never be enough." And the more you believe these whispers, the darker your world becomes. But the truth is, the more broken you feel, the closer you are to the mercy of Allah. Because when the world pushes you down, and you can't even lift your head in prayer, Allah is the one who lifts your soul. When no one hears your silent cries, Allah hears every single tear falling from your eyes. You are never worthless in the eyes of your Creator, even if you feel like you are. Allah created you with purpose. You were not made by accident. You are not a mistake. Allah didn't bring you into this world just to suffer. Every breath you take, every tear you cry, every struggle you face, it all has meaning, even when you don't understand it. But when your mind is under attack, it tries to hide this truth from you. It makes you believe the worst about yourself. It makes you focus only on your flaws, your failures, your regrets. But remember, Shaytaan is the one who wants you to forget who you are. Allah is the one who wants to remind you. So when you feel hopeless, remind yourself, this is not the end. This is just a chapter in your story. A chapter that may be filled with tears, but also one that will lead to healing. And you don't have to be perfect to come back to Allah. You just have to be sincere. If you feel worthless, try to look at yourself the way Allah sees you. You may see scars, but Allah sees a soul trying to return. You may see darkness, but Allah sees the light in your heart that hasn't given up yet. Even if you've been distant from Him, He is still near. Even if you've been silent, He is still listening. Even if your heart feels numb, His mercy still surrounds you. And if all you can do is whisper, "Ya Allah, help me," know that this whisper can shake the heavens with its sincerity. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are not unloved. Your worth does not come from your success, your looks, your money, or your past. Your worth comes from Allah, and He chose to create you. That alone makes you valuable beyond what you can imagine. So don't give up. Don't listen to the lies of hopelessness. You have survived this far because Allah has been with you, and He will continue to be with you, even in the silence, even in the sadness. Let today be the day you speak kindly to yourself again. Let it be the day you start believing that you matter, because you do. To Allah, you always have. 3. You start believing evil or doubtful thoughts. Have you ever found yourself questioning everything around you? Your faith, your purpose, the people you trust, and even Allah's plan for you? At times, thoughts arise that seem to pull you away from the truth, making you wonder if what you've believed in is really right. You may start to doubt yourself, the decisions you've made, or the very essence of your belief in Allah. These thoughts are dark, heavy, and make you feel disconnected from everything you once believed in. But these feelings are not signs of weakness. They are a sign that your mind is under attack. Doubt, especially in your faith, is one of the most dangerous things Shaytaan uses to pull you away from the light of Allah. He knows that if he can shake your confidence in Allah, he can break you down from the inside. This is the subtlety of Shaytaan's attack. He doesn't just come with obvious evil. He comes with thoughts that make you question everything, even the existence of good. You may start wondering, is Allah really with me? Does he care? Is this struggle part of his plan? Have I made too many mistakes for him to forgive me? These thoughts can seem overwhelming, and if you entertain them, they grow stronger, making you feel isolated and lost. The attack is not just external, it's internal, rooted in self-doubt and distrust in Allah's mercy. But remember, doubts are not the same as disbelief. Feeling doubtful doesn't mean you have lost faith. It simply means that your mind is under a mental and spiritual assault. And in that moment, you have the power to fight back. It's okay to have moments of uncertainty. We are human, and faith isn't about having perfect certainty all the time. It's about trusting Allah even when things feel unclear. Allah knows our struggles. He created us with imperfections, and He understands our weaknesses. His love is not dependent on the perfection of our thoughts, but on the sincerity of our hearts. So when you begin to believe those evil or doubtful thoughts, it's crucial to remember that these thoughts are not your own. They are whispers from Shaytaan, meant to derail you from your path. Shaking your faith and making you doubt your connection with Allah is one of the greatest weapons He uses. But you have a choice. You don't have to believe them. Whenever you feel overwhelmed by these thoughts, return to the core of your faith. Remind yourself of your purpose, the reasons you believe, and the countless blessings Allah has given you. The more you remind yourself of Allah's mercy, the weaker the doubts become. Take a step back, breathe, and remember that faith isn't about never questioning. It's about always returning to Allah, even when you're uncertain. Shaytaan doesn't win when you question. He wins when you stop searching for answers in Allah. The very fact that you are questioning means there's a part of you that is still connected to Allah, seeking the truth. So embrace those questions, seek answers from Allah, and trust that He will guide you back to certainty. Never forget that your heart belongs to Allah. His love for you is far beyond your understanding. He is always there for you, even when you can't feel Him. So when doubt strikes, don't let it consume you. Seek refuge in Him, and know that He is the light in your darkness, the certainty in your confusion, and the answer to every doubt. 4. You feel spiritually numb or disconnected. There are times in life when you feel spiritually distant, as though the connection to Allah has weakened. You go through the motions of prayer and worship, but your heart isn't in it. You may recite the Quran, but it doesn't move you. You perform your daily rituals, yet it feels like you're just going through the steps without truly experiencing the connection. This feeling of spiritual numbness is a sign that your mind is under attack. Shaytaan wants to disconnect you from the very source of peace, your connection with Allah. This kind of spiritual numbness doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual feeling of distance. At first, you may find it hard to focus during prayer. Then, it might be hard to find the motivation to pray at all. You begin to doubt the significance of your worship. It becomes a routine, and the joy and tranquility that once came with it begin to fade. But let me remind you, this is not a sign that Allah has abandoned you. On the contrary, it is an invitation from Allah to return, to reconnect, to seek His mercy again. It is important to understand that feeling spiritually disconnected doesn't mean you have lost your faith. It simply means your mind and soul are under attack by Shaytaan. He makes you feel as though you are alone, as if Allah is far away. But the truth is, Allah is always near. When you feel disconnected from Allah, it's easy to fall into despair and think that you are beyond help. But this is a lie that Shaytaan wants you to believe. The moment you feel disconnected, remember, it's not the end. You are never beyond His mercy. Allah is always ready to welcome you back with open arms. Never think that your relationship with Allah is too broken to repair. it's never too late to turn back to Him. One of the most powerful ways to revive your connection with Allah is through sincere repentance. Don't let shame or guilt prevent you from turning back to Him. Allah loves the one who repents and returns to Him. Every time you turn back to Allah, He is closer to you. When you feel spiritually numb, try to look for small ways to reconnect. Start with a simple prayer. Remember the blessings that Allah has given you. Reflect on His mercy. Sometimes, all it takes is a few words of sincere dua, asking Allah to restore your connection with Him, to bring your heart back to life. When you call on Allah, He will never ignore you. He will always respond. It's also essential to remind yourself that this numbness might be a test. Life is full of challenges, and sometimes our connection to Allah feels weak because we are overwhelmed with worldly struggles. But these tests are opportunities for us to grow closer to Allah. When you feel disconnected, see it as an invitation to strengthen your faith. Ask Allah to help you feel His presence again. Pray with sincerity and trust that He will answer. Sometimes engaging in acts of worship that you might have neglected can help you regain that sense of spiritual connection. Even if your heart feels heavy, try to pray, even if it's just a simple prayer. Read the Quran, even if only a verse. Gradually, the numbness will start to lift, and the spiritual connection will be restored. And remember, the more you struggle, the more Allah is pleased with your effort. It's not about how perfect your worship is. It's about the sincerity of your heart. So, if you ever feel spiritually numb or disconnected, don't give up. Reach out to Allah. He is always near, and He is always ready to hear your call. Allah's mercy is vast enough to overcome any distance, no matter how far you feel. The more you strive to reconnect, the closer you will feel to Him. And there you have it, my friends, 4 signs your mind is under attack, but also 4 powerful reminders that Allah is always with you, guiding you through even the toughest moments. No matter how dark the path may seem, Allah's mercy shines brighter. Remember, the struggles you face are not signs of weakness, but opportunities to grow closer to Allah, strengthen your faith, and become more resilient in His love. If you ever find yourself in one of these situations, know that you are not alone. Reach out to Allah, turn to Him in prayer, and trust that He will respond to your call. Your connection to Allah is never beyond repair, and with every struggle, He is right beside you, ready to help. If this video spoke to you and you found it beneficial, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Deen Xplorers. Your support helps us continue sharing valuable insights and reminders that can inspire and uplift us all in our journey of faith. Thank you for watching, and may Allah bless you with peace, clarity, and strength. Until next time, stay connected to Him, for He is always near.